The New York Knicks have shaken up the NBA news cycle with a move that has already sparked major conversation around the league. On Sportcenter, the story quickly turned to the Knicks making what many are calling a surprising but calculated addition: veteran guard Malcolm Brogdon. Now, this isn't just another roster filler. This is a former sixth man of the year, a proven playmaker who can stabilize an offense, knock down shots, and bring a sense of poise that only comes with nearly a decade of experience in the league. According to multiple insiders, including ESPN's own Shams Charania and Knicks reporter Ian Begley, Brogdon has agreed to join New York on a one-year, non-guaranteed deal. That last part is important, because it immediately raises the question: how does he fit into a roster that already includes Landry Shamet and Garrison Matthews, two players who were also signed to similar non-guaranteed contracts? On Sportcenter, the panel emphasized one key takeaway: the Knicks clearly wanted another veteran guard to back up Jalen Brunson. It's been a hole in the rotation that fans and analysts alike have pointed out for months. With Brunson carrying such a heavy offensive load, New York simply couldn't afford to go into the season without a reliable option behind him. Brogdon solves that. He doesn't need to log starters' minutes. He doesn't even need to be the focal point. But in 15 to 20 minutes a night, he can manage the offense, provide scoring off the bench, and even anchor small stretches when Brunson sits. But here's where things get tricky: the numbers. Non-guaranteed contracts don't count against the cap until the regular season begins, meaning the Knicks are essentially buying themselves time to evaluate. Still, as Ian Begley pointed out during his segment, if New York wants to keep both Shamet and Brogdon on this roster, a trade is almost inevitable. There just isn't enough room to carry everyone, and this is where the Knicks front office will have to make some tough choices. Fred Katz of The Athletic also weighed in, reminding viewers that the Knicks may only be able to keep one of the three players: Brogdon, Shamet, or Matthews. And while that may sound like a difficult decision, the reality is clear. If New York truly believes in winning now, Brogdon has to be the priority. His injury history has been a concern throughout his career, but the argument on Sportcenter was straightforward. Availability is important, but in a reduced role behind Brunson, Brogdon's risk is worth the reward. The panel went further, suggesting that if the Knicks decide to open up space for both Shamet and Brogdon, the most logical trade chips would be young guards like Tyler Kolek and Pacom Dadia. And the reasoning made sense. If these rookies aren't going to see the floor, their value could dip quickly. Moving them now, before the season begins, could allow New York to maximize their trade value while still holding on to proven veterans who can help immediately. From my perspective, this move says everything about where the Knicks are mentally as a franchise. They are done building for someday. They are trying to win now. Signing Malcolm Brogdon is a win-now move. Keeping Landry Shamet alongside him would only strengthen that identity. More shooting, more ball handling, and more depth for a team that has serious postseason aspirations. The question isn't whether this signing makes sense. It absolutely does. The real question is what comes next. Will the Knicks clear the space they need? Will they sacrifice some of their young talent in order to stack the roster with proven vets? Those answers are coming soon. But for now, one thing is certain. New York just made the type of move that changes the conversation around this team. The conversation on Sportcenter quickly shifted from the signing itself to the bigger picture for the Knicks. And that picture is getting more and more crowded. With Malcolm Brogdon now in the mix, New York's training camp roster looks absolutely stacked. You've got Landry Shamet, you've got Garrison Matthews, and now you add Brogdon to the fold. On top of that, we can't forget the other recent acquisitions: Jordan Clarkson, Gerson Yabusele. The depth chart is suddenly one of the most competitive we've seen in years for New York heading into camp. And let me just say this: that's exactly what you want. The panel on Sportcenter emphasized that the best training camps are the ones where nothing is given. Everything is earned. When you have veterans and young talent all fighting for limited spots, it pushes everyone to play harder, to sharpen their game, and to elevate their level before the season even begins. The Knicks have created that kind of environment, According to Ian Begley, New York has also signed Garrison Matthews to an Exhibit 10 deal, which essentially guarantees him a spot in training camp, but not necessarily on the final roster. And this is where it gets interesting. Begley pointed out that no matter who else the Knicks bring in, Landry Shamet has the inside track on securing one of those roster spots. Why? Because he earned the organization's respect last season. He played through a serious shoulder injury. He contributed in the postseason, and he showed the kind of toughness and resilience that fits perfectly with Tom Thibodeau's culture. The Knicks, as of right now, still have 3 open two-way slots available, which means they can stretch the roster to 20 bodies heading into camp. That tells me, and it tells everyone watching, that more moves are on the horizon. This front office isn't done. They're going to announce more camp additions in the coming days, and it's going to make the competition even more intense. But let's go back to the core issue. Landry Shamet is almost a lock. Malcolm Brogdon, based on his pedigree and the clear need for a veteran point guard, is also someone the Knicks are not going to simply let walk away. And when you put those two facts together, the only logical conclusion is this: New York is preparing for a trade. We may not know yet which players will be involved. Young guards like Tyler Kolek and Pacome Dadiet have been mentioned, but the writing is on the wall. If the Knicks want both Shamet and Brogdon, something has to give. And, honestly, can you blame them? The Knicks have been searching for weeks, even months, for the right backup to Jalen Brunson. They finally got him in Brogdon. This is not the type of signing you make only to cut ties a month later. This is a win-now move, and win-now moves come with sacrifice. Shamet, meanwhile, made it clear he wanted to be back in New York. He prioritized the Knicks, and he's earned his spot. The only way to keep both of these veterans is to clear the room through a deal. On Sportcenter, the conversation then turned to the bigger message this would send. If New York does make that trade, if they free up the space to keep both of these players, it signals something major to the rest of the NBA. The Knicks are not playing for next year, they're playing for right now. They're chasing wins. They're chasing the Eastern Conference crown. And speaking of the East, FanDuel released their latest odds, and they've got people talking. The Cavaliers sit at the top at plus 210, but look at where the Knicks are, second at plus 320. Orlando comes in right behind at 550, and then there's a huge drop-off to Atlanta at 1,000, and Detroit at a staggering plus 110,000. Philadelphia sits at plus 1,500. What those numbers tell us is clear. This is shaping up to be a 3-team race: Cavs, Knicks, and Magic. But here's the kicker: those odds can shift. If the Knicks make that trade, if they lock in both Shamet and Brogdon, if they add just one more complementary piece in the process, New York's chances of winning the East only get stronger. This front office knows it. The fans know it. And judging by the conversations happening across the league, the rest of the NBA knows it too. Future, I am telling you, those odds for the Knicks, they are only going to keep climbing. Right now, New York has positioned themselves as one of the premier teams in the entire NBA landscape. Not just in the Eastern Conference, but across the whole league, people are starting to look at the Knicks differently. This isn't the same old New York team we used to talk about. This is an organization that has learned how to operate with patience, discipline, and a clear vision. They've made calculated moves this offseason. No panic trades, no overpaying, no desperate swing. Instead, everything has been strategic. Everything has been about balance, depth, and building around the core pieces already in place. And even now, as we're talking about this, they continue to double down on smart, championship-level decisions. This is exactly how you build a contender, step by step, move by move. If you want to get all the way to the NBA final, if you want to be viewed as a legitimate threat to win it all, these are the kinds of moves you have to make. And the Knicks right now are doing just that. They're not acting like a team happy to just make the playoffs. They're acting like a franchise with bigger goals, with bigger expectations, and with the belief that the championship window is here and now. And this latest move proves it. Signing Malcolm Brogdon to a 1-year, non-guaranteed deal. Come on, that's a brilliant piece of business. It's low risk, high reward. If he stays healthy, he gives you veteran leadership, ball handling, and two-way impact. If things don't work out, you still maintain flexibility moving forward. It's the kind of savvy move that only serious teams make, and it sends a clear message. New York is all in on chasing greatness this season. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks pulling off this shocking signing of Malcolm Brogdon on a one-year, non-guaranteed contract? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, because honestly, I want to hear what Knicks Nation thinks about this one. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to smash that like button, drop a comment, and of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of the latest Knicks updates. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourselves, your families, and each other. Peace and love.